We go from the clips to your featured guests. They have the warmth of a new puppy,
Yeah, I'm sure.
the,
Yeah, right.
the
Right.
rapier wit of Sir Oscar Wilde,
Yeah.
and physiques the size of two small condominiums.
Yes.
Here come, ladies and gentlemen. I'm just going to play this, John.
Go ahead.
Here's a warm hello from the Power Twins.
Season's beatings, John.
Welcome back from Puerto Rico.
I see you sticking to your diet real close.
Buenos nachos, Dunkin' Donuts breath.
If they're in the other studio, maybe I should keep them in there.
Hi, Larry. Hi, David.
Yeah, they were very warm, especially when we hadn't seen each other for a while. And they're still the same.
Is that right?
They're still the same. I saw them in Vegas a few months ago at the CAC reunion, and their trademark, sticking up the middle finger to take a picture with you. I mean,
They're still doing that?
Yeah, that's their gimmick, man.
Wow.
Yeah. But they were always. Now they're more beloved than they were back then. People hate them.
Here's the deal. They traveled around the country and wrestled in some federations, and some gave them a push, some didn't. I mean, even in Memphis, they didn't really get much of a push. But I will say this: since they've decided to leave the ring, they've acted in more movies than you can count.
Oh, yeah.
I didn't know this until I decided to research these guys a little bit. They've been in all kinds of films.
Ocean's 11, big roles with George Clooney. Yeah.
I mean, they got the right look for that kind of film, don't they?
Oh, yeah. And they've done commercials and appearances on so many shows, and they are still doing that stuff. And David is actually a screenwriter now. He's writing movies. They're just an amazing two guys that never hit the big time, partially because of attitude, because they were very hard to deal with in a lot of ways. And they had the unfortunate trainer, Dr. D. David Schultz, is the guy who trained them, and he was blackballed from the WWF. So they never had that opportunity to go into the big federation.
Oh, I see. Well, all I know is they never shut it off. They went to Plain Age High School, right?
Yeah.
And I'm backstage one time, and I'm talking to Paul Orndorff. And here comes, in the locker room. I shouldn't say backstage. It was a high school show, but here comes the Power Twins. They go, "Hey guys," because they'd been to our offices and I'd met them before. I go, "Hey, you must be really excited to be here in your high school performing in front of your hometown friend." They went, "Who cares? I don't care. Do you care? I don't. Larry, you care? I don't care." I said, "Really? Nah, it's just another card to us." I'm like, "Really?" They had an answer for every question.
Got in a lot of trouble with those guys on the air with the insults.
I'll say this: when I was pulling these clips, I had to like walk on eggshells, because it's like there's some stuff I wouldn't feel comfortable. All these years later, there's a lot of stuff I didn't feel comfortable like replaying for this show.
Yeah, so if you want to hear all of it, you have to go to patreon.com and hear this episode uncut.
Yes, it's the only place to hear.
No, but they've gotten in a lot of trouble, and they're obnoxious to this day. And in the beginning days, in the first beginning, when I first met them, I was really intimidated by them, because I didn't know if they were shooting with me or were working with me, and they were quite large guys, and I was a little intimidated by them.
How could you not be? Because they never shut it off.
Yeah, they ran roughshod on me in the first several months of the Pro Wrestling Spotlight, because they'd come in unannounced. They'd just come in and go into the studio and sit down and just start insulting the listeners, and got us in problems with several organizations for handicapped.
Well, speaking of that, let's hear the Power Twins.
Yes, let's listen to them.
Talk to both you and the fans. Brace yourselves, folks.
Go to our first caller, Pat from Hicksville. Pat, you are first today. Okay.
I have two wishes for 1992 first. I hope the Cactus Jack puts out Van Hammer out of wrestling. And my other wish is that your show stays on WGGB throughout 1992.
Well, I certainly appreciate that. If we're not here, we'll be at the WEVD 1050 on the dial, which is the OWHN, reachable in 5 states, and that would be a Sunday night slot, anywhere, I believe, 9 or 10 o'clock. But, I love it here, so hopefully we'll stay. We don't know what's going to happen. We'll find out by tomorrow afternoon, that's for sure.
Okay, my question for you is that, you mentioned something about you doing a TV show a few times?
Yes, matter of fact, I was going to bring that up. I have the information right here. It's going to be on WNYX TV, and it'll be reachable in 3 areas. Nassau County on Channel 44, which is UHF, so get out your loop antennas. Channel 38 in Manhattan, Channel 54 in the Brownsville section of Brooklyn. We were going to start it next Saturday. It's been postponed till January 18th will be the first day. With my dad's surgery coming up, I just really have to clear the schedule out to make sure everything's fine there before I undertake this TV show.
Okay, thanks a lot. I hope your dad does well.
Thank you, Pat.
Bye.
By the way, John, you can't leave so fast. There'd be such a huge space we used to sit that I don't think they can fill it for a long
Come on,
time.
guys. You've been picking on my weight for 3 friggin' years now.
I know what they can do.
Why don't you cut it out? I'll challenge you right now.
Let me ask you, John.
They can make it to a parking spot for handicap.
Let me ask you a question, John.
You guys seem you didn't drop any poundage down in Puerto Rico yourselves.
Nothing like rice and beans to keep your weight up.
John,
Good for the
we
cash,
have all the
too.
weight in the right place, but we need to ask you a question, John. We see you wearing black today. Is that because Walter Hudson died? And I understand you were the Babylon president of the
let me
Walter
tell you
Hudson
one
fan
thing.
club.
They want 8. My sister Donna says they should call up the Power Twins because they need the power lifters to lift his casket to be pallbearers. So they need 8 guys to volunteer. You guys are in the bodybuilding field. You work
Listen,
out all
John,
the time. Why don't you get some of your buddies to do something nice and transport Mr. Hudson to his final resting place? Now, I said if I died in my sleep, I'd only need 2 of you, 2 guys. So you could be my pallbearers if I drop dead within the next week.
Well, we heard that all the flags in Kentucky Fried Chicken at half-mast, since Walter died, he's being buried in the parking lot in Hempstead.
Yeah, because I understand he was customer of the year at all McDonald's. Because I walked to McDonald's the other day, everybody was wearing black armbands, John. But if you died in your sleep, they'd have to cut a hole in the wall to get you through the wall, too. Probably get a forklift to get you out, too.
Well, thanks for those comments. I certainly appreciate it, and welcome. You can
By the way, John,
stop here anytime.
By the way,
anytime
John,
in 92, wherever I am, you could come on every week and just do the same damn thing to me.
But by the way, John, let me ask you a question. I understood that Walter Hudson was in the clothes business. Is that a Walter Hudson original you're wearing there, John? I know there's no polo guy. It looks like got some guy riding an elephant.
Let's go to the phones. Jeff from Farmingdale, you're next.
Yeah, John, I got 2 wishes. My first wish is I wish the Power Twins would go full-time or retire, be quiet.
Okay.
And the
Don't forget to
second
get
one
his glow video.
is I wish Global would get a good push for the year. And I got one question. What do you think Pillman will do? How will he get his belt back, or where, or when? Or
Well, they might. He might get it back in March over in Japan when he goes over there.
will they pay-per-view that, or?
Don't know. I know they're taping the January show for pay-per-view, but Pillman is scheduled to go there on a brief tour in March, so he'll probably get it back then.
All right. I hope to hear you here next week.
Okay, thanks a lot.
Okay,
Hey, let me
bye-bye.
ask you a question. Would you follow us if we went to another station?
Sure.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, thank you. 955-1240 is your number to call.
Another guy who obviously has a lot of free time on his hands, John.
Okay, Rich from Aberdeen, New Jersey. Rich, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
How you doing?
Okay, my wish would be that Flair gets the belt at the Royal Rumble.
Well, it looks like that wish will come true for you.
Yeah. And I'd like to know, is there any chance that the Ultimate Warrior is going to be at Battle Bowl tonight?
No.
Because I had heard there was a rumor that...
I spoke to someone who was within the company yesterday, and they really told me there was no way.
Anybody new gonna show up there?
Just, Juice and Thunder Liger will be on the show tonight.
Okay.
You know what I want to see more than anything tonight?
What's
I want
that?
to see Cactus Jack teaming up with Ricky Steamboat.
Oh, that could
What a
happen.
team that would be. Either that or Cactus in the ring against Steamboat. I think tonight everyone's going to be surprised. I think this show tonight is really going to be an excellent show.
Well, there's a lot of possibilities.
Yes, there is.
Okay, thanks a lot. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year to you, Rich.
Hey, John, the only thing I think you're dying to see is your toes. You haven't seen them in years.
Among other parts, I guess.
It's a good thing it's raining out today, huh?
Why don't you just take over the show? You want to just take it over and I'll leave?
Call it the Power Hour.
No, John, it's your show. You're much bigger than we are, so it's your show.
Thanks. Richie from Jackson Heights, you're next.
Hello, John. How are you?
Okay, Rich.
2 things. Are you aware that Dr. Zaharian was sentenced on Friday?
No, matter of fact, I was not.
Well, it's in today's New York Times. If you mind, it's just a short little article. I'll read it to you.
Yes, why don't you do that?
Okay.
It says here, George Caesar Harrigan, the doctor convicted of selling steroids to professional wrestlers, was sentenced Friday in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, to 3 years in Pennsylvania. Zaharian, a urologist, was also fined $12,700 in order to serve 2 years probation after his jail term, which starts February 3rd. Zaharian said he plans to appeal the conviction.
Okay, 3 years, which is really nothing. On good behavior, he's out within a year.
Probably so.
So the good doctor made thousands, maybe millions, selling steroids to wrestlers. Man,
That's free enterprise, John.
that's free enterprise system. Well,
America's a beautiful place.
That's what makes America great. The great country it is, where a guy can make money and go to jail for 2 months.
And I have one other question. What happened to the coach in the WWF?
John Tolis is back in California, and he'll be coming on this program because he felt he was mistreated by Vince McMahon, and he doesn't want to speak out about it.
Everybody has been mistreated by Vince McMahon.
Including us.
Yeah, okay.
955-1240 is your
I'll
number
tell you,
to
John,
call.
we've had a lot of managers in the past. We've had all kinds of freaks, Greeks, and geeks. We got to say the Golden Greek was probably one of our favorite managers of all time.
Hey, I managed you guys for one night.
Yeah,
Like I
we
said, John,
the freaks, the geeks, and all the other things we had called them managers.
Back in '89.
Right, but like I said, the Golden Greek was one of our favorite. You were just the heaviest.
That's great.
Boy, the Power Twins go a long way, don't they?
Yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah, it was always a pleasure to have them sitting next to me.
Let's just go right to this next one because
All
this
right.
is only a few seconds long, and this describe. Just play it. I'll just play it.
John, I got a question. I was listening. You mentioned Joe Pedicino. I know that man carries a lot of weight in the business, been around a long time. And, you carry a lot of weight in the business, John. You've been around for a few years now. My question is, John, who weighs more, you or Pedicino?
Good question. I guess we'll have to step on scales to see.
I know we got Dick Van Dyke's bastard son here, all confused.
I think you should have call-in votes right now. Everyone to call in right now and see who they think is the heaviest, Joe or John.
And I invited these guys here today. I actually
The
invited
two heaviest guys in the business, guys who carry the
I was
most
being
weight,
a nice
Joe Pedicino and John Arezzi.
I was being a
People
nice
call
guy.
in now
Invite them here.
and put in your vote to see who do you think weighs more. We'll get the truck scale out here. We'll weigh John. But we want you people
I'll tell you what we're
to
going to do. We're
try
going
and
to
guess his weight.
We're going to take our last commercial break of the day as you contemplate more insults to me.
Have you ever been more happy to go to a commercial break?
Yeah, but I knew that the agony would continue when that commercial break was over with.
It's true. And I'm sorry, but all they were was a nonstop jibe factory. All they did was insult.
Yeah,
that was just it.
They do that to this day. I mean, they don't even call me by my name. They call me Big Pork Barbecue.
But the thing is, they don't shut it off. Like, if you see them privately, they're still doing that, right?
Yeah. Big Pork Barbecue. That's what they call me, and that's what they do privately, publicly. That's who they are, and they're still the same.